Okay, to start about it, just to inform people, like color psychology were used from ancient cultures, even like in China, Egypt, for a chromotherapy or like the therapy using colors, like in other words. So it's a strong thing that affects the psychological reaction of a person in any space. And especially in workplaces where we want the employees to be more productive and boost their mood, then color plays a main role regarding this.
Right, because for a long time, this sort of notion is that if you have a lot of color at the workplace, it's obviously more an artistic space or more creative. But for like mundane jobs, like, you know, I wouldn't want to mention which jobs per se, but if you have too much color there, then sort of the impression is, oh, people are not serious about their work. So how do you sort of, you know, explain to clients that you need to have a splash or many splashes of color at the workplace, no matter what industry you're in, for the sole reason to boost productivity and mood?
Okay, we convince our clients by, like, you know, business owners, we would care about like the income that will comes to them, and this income we're helping them to get it by boosting the mood of their workers. And like everyone, like when your mood is okay, that like you'll produce better and like work well more. So that's why like we convince them in the psychological manner how this can affect them in their daily life, like not even only in the workplace, but also in their daily life basis.
Right.
Yeah.
So here we have a few snapshots of some of the work you've done. Do tell us about the concept behind perhaps this particular, you know, client and the use of these many colors.
Okay, actually, this is our artistic feature wall in our office,
Right.
yeah, at Tamarin Square. So we're interior design office, so that's why we wanted to show the color wheel to explain more better to the clients. And then we have motivational words with a touch of the red, especially red color, because it helps motivate the employees. The red color is motivational and excitement colors, so that's why we want to boost our employees' mood, so like they produce more and be more productive.
Right. So for an office, would it be advisable to take on as many colors as possible? Would that mean more productivity? Or do you stick to a certain color palette, maybe ranges of blue and green if you were perhaps more an environmental friendly kind of company, or you know, a certain, is there a certain rule like that, or are all colors beneficial in that sense?
No, actually, for each like business type, we advise with a specific color scheme to follow. For example, it differs for IT companies, where we want to use the blue color for relaxation and calm, and like we want them to be more creative, so we get the yellow color. For property companies, let's use the black for elegancy and luxurious feeling. For like, you know, it differs from a company type to another, so we don't give a specific color scheme for everyone, because we do not unify the thing, but we just give something that matches the identity and works with what is the target and like the ambient the business owner or the employer want to give to his employees.
Right. So what are some of the colors that you would recommend, or perhaps some of the favorites of customers out there?
Okay, we will use the motivational color, and we recommend that for more motivation and more productivity in the office. For example, the red, yellow, orange. These are the three main colors. Like as an accent color with the use of the neutral palette, it is a main thing. Like we choose what is the neutral color that we're gonna use. Then we add the touch of the motivational color. We want to use like to add more like the ambient, to add the ambient, a better ambient in the space.
Would these colors at all at any point be too distracting? Because if you have red and yellow and orange in your face all day, you're like, oh, I need a break. I need to go somewhere where I can unwind, unplug, and just relax a little bit.
Okay, we have a guideline to use the colors. So for example, I'll give the red color that we just show on the example. I'll use the red color for its motivation and excitement. But then I cannot paint all the wall red.
Right.
That's like, it will be very, you know, stressful, and like it
an
won't,
eyesore at the end.
it won't be the targeting the target that we want to reach, though it will result in a negative impact in the employee. So like, another thing that we can also use, we cannot also use any tone of color. For example, yellow color is for happiness and motivational creativity, but if I use the mustard yellow, then it gives a negative impact to the employees. So that's why even the tones, we need to select them carefully.
Right. And so how do you use it in the office? Is there a difference in terms of colors used for productivity, for energy, and all these different sort of emotions?
Yes, definitely. Each color represents a meaning and an effect, a different effect to the employee. For example, as I said, red is for excitement, energy, and yellow for creativity. Orange as well is for creativity and happiness. We got the black for luxurious, elegant, ambient, and then we got the blue for calm and relaxed. We got the green as a balancing color. Actually, green is very safe to use because it's a natural color, so it's okay to use it. But we still have to balance it. Like if you have a green view, then you have to limit the green in the interior space as well. So like there is a guideline that we need to follow.
Right. And workplaces or workspaces these days, as we know it as well, is really different. As in, it's no more sort of a cubicle or four walls.
True.
It's got an open concept. Sometimes you wonder if it really does work as function as an office, because it looks like a playroom. And also there are things like working spaces where a lot of people come and work in one space, whether they rent that little space or not. So how do you create a color scheme that will sort of complement people who are coming to work in a common area from different industries or work backgrounds? And also, how do you keep in line to that sort of very open concept where it's more of sunlight and there's very little chance to play with color? Here we consider the environment that's already existing in the space. So for example, I'll consider the light. Is it artificial base or natural base? Like what is the view, as I said just before, what is the view that's used outside? So how it reflects in the interior. Is it like an isolated in a way or another, or just like there is a communication between interior and out and the exterior. So it differs how we get the environment, the space plans, and so on. And how at the same time it affect, like what is the message I want to reflect in my business. Is this a concept that is quite well known amongst Malaysian employers or office owners?
I cannot state because it needs studies to say something like this, but still there are a lot of studies that said that the idea is not still that like applicable here in Malaysia. Like it's still not that much
popular yet.
Popular,
still in infancy, and that's why we bring this message to you that color psychology at the workplace or in the workplace can indeed help to boost productivity, create more creativity, there's efficiency, there's more energy, and just and
will
good
affect
positive
the
vibe.
employee in their personal life even. Like when you affect them in their working hours, which is almost most of the day, then they will be more productive in their real life. So the community will be much better.
Perfect. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing this information. That's all the time we have in this segment. We'll be right back with some international stories right after this. See you in a few minutes.